We just came home from another camping trip. This was the first time we've ever camped in November. The temperature has started to drop quite a bit, and there was lots of rain weeks leading up to this trip. I felt intimidated. What if we got too cold? What if there's just not enough daylight and we hate being outside all day in the cold? I had purchased a wood-burning tent stove to enable us to camp throughout the colder months. But I was starting to doubt myself. It ended up being such an amazing experience. Here I feel tempted to quote Elsa, "The cold never bothered me anyway." But that is entirely untrue, because the cold always bothered me. This year, though, I have armored myself with fleece sweaters and feel like a new woman in Canadian fall. I want to share here why I love camping so much, and hopefully it can inspire you in some ways to go out and experience some of that joy. And even if you don't go camping, at least not until the warmer seasons, maybe you may find some inspiration here to incorporate into your life. See, it is. I tend to have a really hard time with our Canadian fall and winter, but in recent years, I've discovered the Danish and Norwegian philosophy of Hygge. Hygge is a term that refers to a concept of comfort, coziness, and contentment, often associated with creating a warm, inviting atmosphere and enjoying simple pleasures with loved ones. It encompasses feelings of well-being and warmth in a relaxed and unhurried environment. Hygge can be found in cozy moments like sitting by a fire, enjoying a cup of tea, or reading a book in a comfortable space. It's all about embracing the present moment and cultivating an atmosphere of peace and joy. I love the idea of Hygge, and I have found that Hygge becomes more alive with the cold fall and winter months. I think the harsher the environment is outside, the more hygge or cozy we can experience. So when we are camping, we are exposed to the cold for most of the day, and that makes that warm cup of coffee in the morning, that hot cup of tea during the day, the crackling campfire, the warmth and orange glow wood stove inside the tent, so much more cherished. Or that we can really sink into the experience so much deeper. On the topic of fire, I just want to say that there is something rooted deep within me that awakens by its side. Maybe it's because of our ancestors evolved around the fire. So many stories told, meals cooked, and homes warmed. It's a tradition of gathering, sharing, and sustaining that feels almost instinctual. Getting the wood stove for the tent was one of the best decisions I've made. We tend to wake up very early, soon after sun is up. We would start the fire in the tent, and the tent warmed up very quickly. I made hot chocolate and coffee on top of the stove. We stay in for a while, reading. Wolfie would draw, we would chat. By the time we left the tent, our bodies were so warmed, and the cold air outside just felt welcoming and refreshing. I think the heat from a fire is so different from other sources of heat. In the evening, because I knew daylight was short, I downloaded some shows for us to watch. The tent was warmed by the fire. We watched a few shows. Jordan would read us from a book we've been reading together. And then everyone would go in their sleeping bags as the fire slowly died down. So cozy. Even if you're not camping, you can still experience hygge by stepping outside and allowing yourself to be exposed to the elements. Whether it's the crisp fall air or a winter chill, take a walk in nature. Feel the weather on your skin and let it refresh you. Then return indoors to create your own cozy retreat. Wrap yourself in a warm blanket, light some candles, enjoy a hot drink, and savor the quiet moment. By embracing both the outdoors and the comfort of your home, you can cultivate that perfect balance of coziness and connection with nature.
Say hi, Mama.
Hi, Mama.
Wait, what? Whatever that is. Lala, say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, ocean. Hi. Bye. Nah. Bye-bye.
Some of you already know that I love cooking, so of course I love camp cooking. When camping, especially in colder months, I really put all the focus on warmth and comfort. For some reason, maybe because we're outside all day and hiking a lot, eating some indulgent foods doesn't feel like a guilty pleasure, it just feels like pleasure. There's something magical about preparing a meal outdoors. It combines simplicity and adventure in a way that just feels so refreshing. Cooking outdoors allows me to connect with nature while enjoying the process of preparing a meal in the open air. The act of cooking on a camping stove, even with minimal tools, feels more intentional and rewarding. There's something special about cooking with a view of the great outdoors, knowing you are nourishing yourself and those you're with after a day spent exploring. Plus, the food always seems to taste better when it's prepared in nature, away from the usual distractions of home. Some ways to experience outdoor cooking without camping could be as simple as preparing a meal and enjoying it on your patio or in your backyard. I've found it especially fun to invite friends to a park, bring along my camp stove, and cook for them there. When you cook outdoors, you're not tucked away in the kitchen. You become the center of the fun and connection happening around you. It transforms the act of cooking into a shared social experience, making it that much more enjoyable. The most obvious reason I love camping is the chance to immerse myself in nature. Each time we camp, no matter the season, we experience nature's unique beauty and charm in a new way. This time we camped right by the beach, and not far from us were many sea lions docked on a platform in the water. Their roaring sounds were the soundtrack of our entire trip. We sat by the campfire one night and saw 2 raccoons walking by. I think it was their time to scope out campsites for snacks. The trees were showcasing bright fall colors of red and yellow. The sounds of waves crashing onto the beach soothed us in our sleep. Our eyes were feasted with so many thousands of different shapes of stones, rocks, trees, and clouds. Our senses being stimulated by nature this way is so vastly different from when we stare at a device. Our senses were invigorated instead of being drained. Camping also helps reset my circadian rhythm, the natural internal process that regulates our sleep-wake cycle, aligning my body with nature's day and night cues, which leaves me feeling more refreshed and balanced. If camping isn't possible, you can still reconnect with nature and support your circadian rhythm in simple ways. Try stepping outside for natural sunlight in the morning, taking breaks to walk in green spaces, or dimming indoor lights in the evening to mimic sunset. Small changes like these can bring similar benefits, helping you feel more grounded and in sync with nature, even without a full camping trip. Another aspect of camping that I truly love is the joy of collaboration. When you see photos of camping trips, you only get a glimpse of what goes into setting up a camp, and it's no small task. There is a lot of work involved, and if the end result weren't so rewarding, I probably wouldn't choose to put in all that effort. You are essentially prepping and setting up a whole living situation for a few days. You need to think of everything you may need, from toilet paper to dish soap to bedding, all the meals and snacks and headlamps and so much more. And we camp with a 7-year-old boy and a 13-year-old dog. There is just a lot to consider. Jordan and I have gotten into a groove of doing this together. Don't get me wrong, there are always things we forget to bring with us. This time, when we all got in the van to leave for the trip, he had to go back home to grab something, and then when he came back to the van, I had to go back in to get something. But yes, we have gotten into a groove. I trust him so much to take care of certain things, and he trusts me to take care of other things. Wolfie contributes in setting up and taking down the tent. He likes to chop wood with Jordan. And when we unpack, Wolfie helps bring every single thing back inside the house. There is something so bonding when you work together and work together well, like a symphony. Something beautiful emerges. Even if you're not camping, there are simple ways for your family to experience the joy of collaboration. You could try hosting a meal together where everyone helps with a part of the process, or work on a small DIY project like building a birdhouse or planting a garden. These little activities don't have to be big, but they can bring everyone together and create a shared sense of accomplishment. But to really experience the joy of collaboration, try making the collaboration a regular part of your family routine. The more you do it, the better you'll get at working as a team. Over time, these activities can help strengthen your bond and create lasting memories. It's not just about doing it once, it's about growing together and enjoying the process of getting better at it as a family. I have mentioned this in my previous video, but one thing I love about camping is actually the coming home part. Every single time I come home from camping, I appreciate my home so much more. All the things I have been taking for granted at home, I get to see them in a new light. The comfort of my bed, the hot showers, warm water when I do dishes, electricity and temperature control, clean clothes, and as much as I love being with my family, a room to walk away from them, to meditate, to journal, to watch Korean soap opera, all the everyday comforts that I take for granted when I come home from camping become little luxuries that I appreciate so much. I think a simple way of coming to this appreciation could be to simply take something away for a day. Say, try to go a day without any hot water. Try to go a day without electricity. But you can use lanterns and flashlights for some extra hygge. Try to go without heat for a day or Wi-Fi. Or maybe camp out in the living room or in the backyard for a night or two and then return to the comfort of your own bed. Being home always means I get to sit back and reflect on the experience with a hot cup of tea. Putting this video together reminds me of how much fun we had, and it also inspires me to bring more of these practices back home. With that said, I should turn off my screen now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment below and let me know if any of these ideas resonate with you, or what have you been doing to make your life a little cozier. Talk soon.